no-hitter for Justin Verlander.
In his first 2 years in the majors, Justin Verlander established himself as one of the best. His incredible talent was matched only by his swagger on the mound.
I'm not going to say, that I'm not confident. I am, and I think that plays a major part in having success at this level. You have to be confident in your ability and your talents, and go out there and do it.
But the road to greatness took a major detour in 2008, when he led the American League with 17 losses. Justin hit a fork in the road, a defining moment. He didn't have to look far for guidance, just back to some advice his mom gave him many years ago.
Never act like you're better than anybody else. There's always somebody better than you. And be respectful. Not everybody's great in sports. Other people, other kids, can do a lot of things maybe better than you can, but you just happen to be blessed.
The lessons of '08 were the springboard for the rest of Justin's career. He bounced back with all-star campaigns the next 2 seasons, and that set the stage for the magic of 2011.
I've got a list of things that I came up with last year that I felt really, when things got out of whack, it really helped me to get back in, and especially in the month of April last year, these were the things that we really worked on to get me back to where I needed to be successful.
The first challenge would be Verlander's personal bugaboo, the month of April. In the last 3 seasons, Justin started behind the 8 ball with an earned run average close to 5.5. This year, after a dominant spring training, a solid April got his dream season off on the right foot.
The following months after that, I kind of started finding my rhythm and clicking more so than I had in the past, and that was, it's not that I'm saying, oh, this is going to be a great year, but I just knew that I thought I had figured some things out. Obviously, you never figure everything out in this game, but it was coming a little bit easier for me.
At 28 years old, this is the prime of Justin Verlander's career. The puzzle is coming together nicely, and the star is happy to enjoy the ride.
I just go out every year, man, and see what happens. I work as hard as I possibly can to get to the point where I know that I'm prepared, and then after that, give it 100% and let the chips fall where they may.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Verlander has done it again. The second no-hitter in his young career.
Coming up on Tigers Weekly, pick your poison. The 100+ mile-per-hour fastball.
3-2 pitch. Quinton takes strike 3 call. 100 miles an hour.
Or the knee-buckling curve.
Got it. See you later.
Either way, JV's got you covered. Find out what makes his stuff so nasty. And what's it like being the man behind the plate? Alex Avila tells us about catching the best pitcher in the game. To become a true ace, it takes more than great stuff. Justin tells us how he became the stopper. But first, when you're talking about the gold standard for recent Tigers pitching performances, you've got to start with Willie Hernandez and Denny McLain. The 2 legendary Cy Young and MVP winners tell us about their memorable seasons, and we'll see how Verlander fits in the Tigers' illustrious history. In 2011, Justin Verlander has been the talk of baseball, and in this episode, we're examining Verlander's potency on the mound. Located on the concourse here in right center field at Comerica Park are their monuments to Tigers greats. Tigers greats like Charlie Gehringer and Hal Newhouser. Prince Hal won back-to-back AL MVP awards in 1944 and 45, becoming the only pitcher to do so. But he never won a Cy Young Award. They didn't have them back then, or else no doubt Hal would have added a couple of those to his hardware collection. Over the last 40 years, 2 Tigers pitchers have been worthy of both the Cy Young and MVP awards. Denny McLain led the Tigers to the 1968 World Series, becoming the last pitcher to win 30 games in a regular season, and Willie Hernandez closed out the '84 World Series out of the Tigers bullpen. Trevor Thompson now takes a look back at 2 of the most glorious years in Tigers history.
Swung on, a drive to left. That'll be the ball game. It's over the head of Gosma. McLain wins his 30th victory.
In 1968, Denny McLain had a season that may never be duplicated. The Tigers righty went 31-6, the last pitcher to win 30 games. He became the first American League pitcher to win both the Cy Young and the MVP awards and led the Tigers to the World Series title. It's a year McLain will never forget.
I was surprised I won the MVP in '68. I really was, because, boy, we had a lot of guys in our club that could have won it. Now, every real good pitcher has one of those years. I just felt I had to throw my glove on the mound. I mean, that's how easy the game became.
That's the kind of confidence that Guillermo Willie Hernandez took to the mound with him during the next Tigers World Series year of 1984. Hernandez duplicated McLean's previous feat by winning the Cy Young and the MVP awards, only the second relief pitcher in baseball history to complete the double dip. For the lefty closer, the team's record-breaking start to that season helped set the stage.
35-5. Nobody can compete on that. We have a healthy ball club. I mean, nobody hurts. You know, thank God that you can be healthy the whole season. I have a great arm in that time, and my arm was real good, and I was involved in a lot of games.
And while Hernandez was the picture of health while throwing a career-high 140 innings back in '84, McLean mistakenly thought he was healthy back in '68 when he threw an unfathomable 336 innings and 28 complete games that season. But during that unforgettable year, and in several others, he needed a boost to get the job done.
I had 31 cortisone injections in 1 year. 1 year, 31. The year I won 30, I had 12. The year I won 24, the following year, I had 20. So, I mean, back then, that was the miracle drug. It was, you know, and what it would give us, to be honest with you, it gave us relief from pain. It never cured anything. Now, nobody knew that. We thought it was, man, we're okay again, we're okay again. It was all BS. They sold us. It was always win one for the Gipper. And, you know, we later found out there was no such guy as the Gipper.
There are certain accomplishments that will always be linked to an athlete for the rest of his life.
Popped up in foul ground and playable, and the Tigers win the pennant.
McLean and Hernandez will always be known as MVP and Cy Young Award winners, something they're reminded of on a daily basis.
Get me to go everywhere, you know, get me into the game. It's a guess. People recognize because I was in the game. I was involved in those two awards.
Coming up on Tigers Weekly, whether you like blazing heat or a curveball that drops off the table, Justin Verlander's arsenal is something to behold. Next, we'll dissect JV's stuff to show you why he's been especially dominant this season. Let's take a look at what everything has been working for Justin Verlander this season, and in this episode, we're breaking down why Verlander's pitching has been top-notch. Verlander is all business on the mound, but off of it, he has a fun side. The Tigers' ace has been spotted messing around with remote control cars in the Comerica Park outfield and can often be found joking around with the guys in the dugout. But in this career season, his signature moment off the mound occurred in July at Target Field in Minnesota, when Verlander got the best of an unsuspecting Don Kelly, and our John Keating caught up with both of them the next day.
Take me through it from your perspective, Donnie.
I definitely was involved. Well, I saw the video, and I saw somebody carrying a cup of water ready to put it out. So I happened to think that that guy was involved somehow in this.
So he could be just a do-gooder, someone trying to help you out of this little...
He claims he was trying to save my life with a cup of water, but I think there's more to it than that.
All right, and Justin, do you want to defend yourself here?
Not really. There's really nothing for me to say.
So you were just watching it all transpire. So you could maybe point the finger at a teammate if...
I could, yeah, but I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus.
He's got to take credit for that. I mean, that was pretty impressive. I've never seen a hot foot the ball of flame that big before. That was a hot leg. Yeah.
Alex Avila has been behind the plate for all but one of Justin Verlander's starts this season, so he knows him better than most. Describe the communication process between you two during a game.
Well, I mean, it starts before the game, you know, meeting and looking at video and going over a game plan with Jeff Jones and Mike Rojas. And, you know, basically we just kind of take it from there and you know, that game plan adjusts as the game goes on and, you know, we find ourselves in different situations.
I know you only have a couple years with him under your belt, but why do you think he's been able to take it to another level this year?
Well, I think just being able to command all of his pitches. He's got 4 above-average pitches and being able to throw any of them whenever he wants. Having the command, be able to throw all of them for strikes. Plus, with his stuff is dominating. He's got a power fastball, and all this stuff is above average to get anybody out with any of his pitches from his repertoire. And that's just a deadly combination. It's a lot for a hitter to think about, and coupled with the success that he's had, it's as a hitter going in, I think sometimes they already feel defeated.
You got to have that great stuff. Justin certainly has that, but as Matt Shepard tells us, the maturation process has also come to fruition this season.
Swing and a miss.
Absolutely filthy. In case you didn't know, Justin Verlander has arrived.
Got him! Boy, you know you bad.
It's more than his league-leading wins and strikeouts. It's the way he goes about his craft that has been most impressive.
He's matured a lot. I think he realizes now that he doesn't have to try to throw every fastball as hard as he can. He's not concerned about strikeouts. Right now he's concerned about winning, getting outs, and helping the team win.
There's something about him this year where, he's coming out on the mound every pitch, every inning, he's coming right after you, and he's got a lot of fire.
It's as much about what he throws as when he throws it. His fastball has always caught people's attention.
3-2 pitch. Strike three called. 100 miles an hour.
But his command and repertoire is unmatched.
Besides the great fastball, he has a great curveball and a great changeup. I mean, that's what he makes him tough.
He's using all four of his pitches, inside, outside, up and down. And as a hitter, when he's on the roll, you got to make sure you go out there and get him early. But he has 4 good pitches. You don't know what to look for.
Everybody can hit fastball, no matter what. He threw 100. People can hit fastball. But now he meets more the pitcher. He, like I said, he uses more the curve and the changeup. So nobody knows when he throw the fastball. So when he throw the fastball after that, it's too hard.
And that makes playing behind him easy.
We like to be quick, when the game's quick, it's easy for us.
Majority of the time, there's no balls coming your way, so it's always great when he's out there.
4 current Tigers have stepped into the box in their careers against Justin Verlander, with only Victor Martinez having a modicum of success. But all would agree that Verlander has reached elite status and might be the best in the game today.
He's not too comfortable facing a guy that, throw around 93 to 100. And especially, coming into the 8th inning with 120 pitches, still throwing maybe even harder. As a hitter, I really have to sit on one pitch and just pray that he gave it to me, made a mistake, and I don't miss it.
I remember when in Cleveland, I face him. It's not fun to face him, so he's one of the best for me right now.
Is he the best in the game in your mind?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every time you face him, you got 3 pitches that are, probably the best in the game. So it's pretty unbelievable what he can do.
Breaking ball. See you later.
Your team has lost a couple of games and needs a win in the worst way. That's when you call on your best pitcher. Coming up, how the Tigers ace added the title of stopper to his game.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule as the Tigers make a run at their first division title in 24 years. The Chicago White Sox come to town for a weekend series starting September 2nd. The first 10,000 fans on September 3rd get a Going Green Tigers cap. Sunday is Kids Day at the park, and all kids 14 and under get a Paws lunchbox. Then the Tigers head off to face the Cleveland Indians for a 3-game set starting September 5th. For tickets to all Tigers home games, call 866-66...
Welcome back to Tigers Weekly. In this episode, we've been breaking down Justin Verlander's career best season. We showed you Among Tigers pitching coach Jeff Jones' many duties is warming up that day's starting pitcher. And Jeff, in previous years, Verlander has been susceptible to a rough start or two, but that has not happened at all this year. Have you noticed anything different in the way he approaches his bullpen?
Well, I think his bullpen sessions before the game, he's really focused. And what he does is he gets up close, flat ground, and he throws to the catcher, has him down, throws all of his pitches. And then in the bullpen before the game starts, he has the catcher give him signs like he would be in the game. And he's trying to simulate the first inning in the bullpen before he comes out. And like I said, his focus has just been tremendous.
How often is that bullpen session an indicator of success or having a rough day that day?
It really depends on the individual. Some guys are different. Some guys can not throw very well down there and then concentrate better when they get in the game. Other guys, it's really going to be determined by what they do down there. But like I said, it's all individual as far as that goes.
Good teams avoid prolonged losing streaks. That sounds simple enough, but when you have a guy that's a personal one-game slump buster on your team, well, that can do wonders for your baseball team. And as Justin White tells us, there's no stopping the Tigers' stopper.
His fastball is faster than a speeding bullet. His arm more powerful than a locomotive. And while it's unclear if he can leap tall buildings in a single bound, we wouldn't put it past him. If Justin Verlander was a superhero, his nickname could be the Stopper.
He got him! Strike three! Oh, Verlander.
More than half of his wins this season have come after a Tigers loss. Mere all-stars give their team a chance to win each game. But the Stopper puts an end to all losing streaks, which puts him in a special class.
He's definitely a top candidate for MVP, and that's why, because of what he's done for us after losses and you know, the type of year he's had. There's just absolutely no question about that.
Coming out after a loss, obviously you want to shorten those losing streaks and extend winning streaks. So that's really just my goal when I go out there.
No stage has been too big. No lineup too imposing. Home or away, day or night. Few hitters have had the kryptonite capable of foiling Detroit's superstar. He knows it, and so do his teammates.
He goes out there with a big presence, man. He has a presence on the mound, being an ace and pitch big games. And I mean, you can't ask for any more. And he's ready for it. You know, he's ready for it. He's one of the pitchers that wants the ball at that time.
Verlander inspires superhuman-like confidence in the rest of the Tigers, because every fifth day, they know that more likely than not, number 35 is going to come through. It would come as a surprise to few if Verlander put on his uniform inside a phone booth.
Obviously, you know that Justin's one of the best pitchers in the league right now, so if you can get him a few runs, you know that he's going to be able to, you know, kind of just mow him down and come out with the win for us.
Anytime you have an ace like that can go out there and you expect him to win every time out, I mean, it's a huge lift for the team, and you know, he's just been incredible this year. I mean, there's really, you can't say enough about the job he's done.
While Superman rescues Lois Lane, Verlander often rescues the Tigers' bullpen.